Hello, my friends. It's me, Karen Valentine, back for part 3 of Death Wisdom by Sarah Richter. So you may notice, if you watched part 2, that I have already done the scroll work on the back side of the of the owl that I had left to do for this video. And the reason that I did it already was because I will admit that I might have bit off a little bit more than I can chew with this image, particularly the scroll work. It was just not something that I, really felt comfortable with showing you guys, how to do it, because I really didn't know myself. And I did decide that I wanted to keep it in the same colors as the ones that we did together on part 2, but it actually took me 45 minutes to finish the scroll work, actually a little bit longer than that. And I just didn't think that that would be a very interesting 45 minutes for you to spend with me. So I went ahead and did it, and I will probably speed that video up maybe 2 times, maybe a little bit more than 2 times. I'm not sure. You can go ahead and put it in there so that you can watch it if you want to, but if you don't, then you can just fast forward through it, and then you'll get to where we are here. So I am going to cut over to that particular video, and then I will be back with you to do the rest. Okay, we're back. So now what we have left to do is this part here, the skull, the butterflies, and the background. So let's see how far we get in doing that today. I went through and I found, and there's lots and lots of skulls on online. So I picked one that I liked the colors of, and so I'll be using that as my reference photo for this. And it's lighter. It's a lot lighter than the one that Sarah did in her original drawing. That one is quite stained and dark, but we're kind of going for a lighter version of the page. So we'll try that and we'll just kind of see what happens, I guess. So I pulled out a few colors to try. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully I do it I do it okay. So let's see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Hopefully that's enough for you. And I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet, but that kind of seems to be the case for this entire image, is I don't really know what I'm doing. So away we go. Let's see, what do I want to do first? Let's try okay, so this is beige, and I want to see what that color does. I kind of like that, so we'll keep going with beige for a little while. And I think we're gonna, I had thought about doing the skull kind of like a Day of the Dead kind of thing, where the scallops and the scrolls and stuff were a different color. But I decided against it. We'll just do them darker, like they've been etched. Like, I believe that's how Sarah's are in her image. But I kind of wanted to keep with a monochromatic color scheme, at least for the main part. And we're going to throw some color in the background and some pops of color in for these gems here. What is he barking at? I have no idea. Oh, he hears the mailman. All right, let's see what some other colors can do for us. Let's try, I don't know what this is going to look like. This is Seashell Pink, and it's actually really similar to what we just laid down, so I don't think I'm going to use that one. Let's try Beige Sienna. It's a little bit darker. we're going to have to go even darker than that. So I was watching yesterday, Belinda with Color with Faithful Girl did a live stream, and it turned out beautifully. But the damage of me watching that live stream was seeing how incredibly beautiful the technique that she used with her polychromos pencils. And I started out with Prismacolors when I started coloring almost a year ago, and really never looked back. I kind of always thought of myself as a Prismacolor girl. But you know, I'm rapidly coming to the realization that A, you don't have to be one or the other. You can be both. And B, it's time for me to broaden my horizons, so to speak. I did try the Schpirerr Farben pencils, which are, to my understanding, are an oil-based pencil. And I didn't really like them at first because they were so different from my Prismas. But then when I revisited them several months later, I grew to really like them. And I had read somewhere that, you know, those pencils were very similar to polys, and yet I've heard from a lot of people that that they are not, even though they're an oil-based pencil, just like different wax-based pencils behave completely differently. I'm sure that different oil-based pencils can also behave very differently. And I really do like to layer. I enjoy that aspect. For me, that's kind of the relaxing, fun part of coloring, even though it is fun to complete a piece really fast. There are the benefits of being able to do that at times. So I have decided to add polychromos to my list of pencils. They're on back order right now, so I have to wait until they're available again. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and do it. And cross my fingers that I will find a way to love them, because I wish that I was one of those people that could just go, oh, well, I'll just buy a few open stock and see if I like them. But unfortunately, this is light umber. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to tell if I like them with just a couple of pencils. I need to experience them in their full entirety. So worst case scenario, you know, if I absolutely hate them, I can you know, sell them or give them away. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm hoping, I'm really, really, really hoping that I will grow to really love them, because I have seen some gorgeous work being done with them, and I think it'd be nice to add a different kind of pencil to my list. So that's that. All right, I think I need to color those Because we don't want them necessarily to be a different color. I mean, to be light, you know, they need to be, it needs to be the same color as the skull, I think. Although I'm not sure what I want to do yet. So let's, I don't know that I want to use, I'm going to go ahead and darken the eye cavities and all the other cavities, and that might help me to decide where I want to go next. So, question is, do I want to use regular black? I think I might use Prisma Black for this. Okay. I know that this image is not for everybody, but it was the owl that completely, like, you know, attracted me to this picture. So I think on the next one we'll do something a little a little bit easier, something of a lighter nature in both skill level and theme. Oops. So curious, would you guys like to see another pan pastel color along, or would you like me to do something with ink tints? I've got some books, some Linda Ravenscroft books that are fantastic for using ink tints pencils in. So I can either do some more pan pastels, or I can do ink tints. There are so many choices. So let me know what you would like to see. Oh, that black really makes everything stand out so much better. So I've been looking at pencil brands and things to get before I decided to go ahead and do the polys. And there's one pencil brand that everybody talks about. Well, I should say lots of people talk about, rave about, you know, and those are the Holbeins, which are very hard to come by here in the United States. You have to buy them from Amazon Japan. And not only that, but holy moly, they're expensive. And as much as I would love to try them, I'm just not willing to spend $350 on a set of pencils. So I think those will have to go on my hopefully someday wish list and stay there, because geez Louise, I wish I could afford pencils like that, but no. This is Espresso, and I'm not positive that that's the color that I want, but that seems to be working okay, so we'll just do some of that right here. I think we'll use gray on the teeth maybe. All right, do I want... I'm debating on using like a French gray up here for shadows instead of this Espresso. Although I like what the Espresso looks like. Maybe we'll add both. So, Espresso. I kind of like it there. Let's do some right here. Alrighty. Well, I'll just keep going in the dark areas with this. I'm liking what that looks like. Really trying to figure out how I want to. We might do those with like dark, like give it a. Oh, I kind of maybe like that idea. Okay, so let's get our white and do a little, get that laid down in here. I'm going to try not to go over, oh, maybe I should. Yeah, I'm going to try not to put too much white over these little decorations because I really do think that I want to come in with the espresso and do them with that. So in fact, let's just do it now and see what it, hopefully I won't hate it. Sharpen my pencil. I can't tell if that's supposed to be, it doesn't look like it's part of the what is this called? what are the scallops? It doesn't look like a scallop should be there, so I'm gonna not put one there. Oh, I forgot black over here. Oh, I think I'm gonna like this in the brown. Let's fill this in. I'm afraid to put the brown here yet because I haven't put the white on, and I want to I don't want to smear the brown when I put the white on. And now I'm wondering if I should just leave them outlined instead of filling them all in. Once I fill them in, that's it. It's done. Yeah, we'll fill in. All right, here we go. We're filling them in. That's the feather. Yeah, I'm afraid I should have left I should have left it outlined. Oh crap. Okay, so decision to be made now. Do I take my eraser and erase it? Oh, phooey. Okay. So this does happen where you make mistakes. And I mean, this is, we've all been there, right? I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Now I could, oh, I could come in with white, white paint or a white Posca pen. Let's just see what happens if I... Yeah, I'm gonna... And even if we do decide to use a Posca pen, at least the wax will be, you know, not be heavy, and it'll stick better. So okay. So now the question is, now that it's darker in color, do I do the same thing on this side? Because now that it's lighter in color, I don't mind it so much. It was too dark brown with the black of the eye socket. So now I'm thinking, let's leave it for now. And I'm looking for my blender, which for some reason is not here. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, I'm going to just do the eyes. Actually, they're not really eyes either. They're more like eye sockets. I have a really bad habit of using my hand when I should be using a brush. Look how much richer and darker black that got after the blender. Okay. Let's just keep going, and I'll make a decision about the fancy stuff after I get this blended a little bit. Don't know that I like what that did, but let's blend this. Okay. Let's just see what happens if I try and use my gel pen. Yeah, I actually really think I like the white. I might use a Posca pen though, that might work better. Okay, so I'm gonna take my espresso that I just had in my hand, and we're gonna do the scrolls. And there's something going on here, but I can't tell what it is. So I'm going to pull up Sarah's image. Okay, it's more scrolls. Right here. Right here, and she's got little and then it looks like these are supposed to be dark. I really don't like what that looks like either. So let me add some espresso in here. That helps. And we have to do the teeth still. Okay, I think I'm going to keep going with the espresso. Rather than black. I mean, not black, gray, rather than gray. But I still think I might want to add some gray into just the color of the teeth. And I think I want to add to that. And since we've blended this has gotten a little bit too light, so we'll add some more here. And I actually think some black right here. Okay, black is going to be too dark to go up here, but this definitely needs to be darker. Let's pull out, do I have a French gray out? Those are both cool. All right, let's try 90% French gray. I think that's might still not be dark enough. I might wind up having to add a little bit of black. I might use my Schpirerr Farben Black for that. Okay, and just the black. maybe warm gray, or do I want to stick with French gray? Let's go 50% French gray. I think maybe some 10% cool gray. Use that to kind of blend and dirty up the teeth. And we need, I don't know if I want to use black. Let's go. Okay, I just had it. 90%. 90% French gray. Maybe black. Black instead. Trying to blend that line that I just put in down so that it looks more like a shadow than just the dividing line of the teeth. That's a little bit better. I still think it needs more. Black. And Espresso. That French gray just didn't quite do it. White. let's take some of this French gray. Let's see if we can put a little shadow underneath the scrollies. All right, I'm going to do the circle outlines. And let's see, these are going to need to be heavier. They're going to match. All right, I'm going to go get my white Posca pen. All righty. If you don't have a Posca pen, you could use a gel pen too. And it looks like there should be a line right there with a tiny bit of white right there. Okay. I actually quite like this now. And it looks like there should have been scallop, scallop. We could probably get away with just one. Right there. All right, let's fill in these. All right. I feel much better about that now. What did I do with my lid? There it is. Okay. I really quite like that. So it looks like I need to do a little bit of blending right in here that I forgot to do. I like it. I do. I like it quite a lot. So I was thinking for the for these bits here, we would play those up like they were stones. And I'm not gonna do a faceted stone because I don't have the skill set to do that. But we can let's see, do we start up here or down here? I'm gonna start down here. We can do a green stone. Zoom in on this one. We're gonna use white too, but I also want to help it along a little bit. So we'll do that. We'll do some white in the middle and work our way out. And then black. Just like that. We'll do a white line right down the middle of these. Yes, and my green, which I should really sharpen as well. Sorry. I ordered a new camera mount. It will be here next week, so hopefully that will take care of my camera placement issues. All right, so now we're just gonna . blend that a little bit with the white. And then I'm going to outline them in black. If you have Verithins, Prismacolor Verithins, or another brand of pencil that keeps a really sharp lead, that would be a perfect time to use. This would be a perfect time to use that because it'll give you a nice sharp defined line. Okay, I'm going to color this in with black. And now we have to decide if we want to do these stones. Well, they can be whatever we want. I'm envisioning them as more stones. So we can either keep those white like they're you know, a diamond, or we can do them another color. I'm going to get the green on this one done. Okay. All right, let's do the green here, and then we can decide on the stones. I want these to be green as well. Okay, part of me wants those to stay white or be another color, because I'm afraid if I do them in green, part of me wants to keep these white because I'm afraid if I do them in green, it's going to be too much and they're going to all blend together and disappear and it won't stand out. So I think that's where my head is at on that one. So let me see if I take some 10% cool gray just on the bottom edge. And then I think we're going to put our highlights in with the Posca pen or the gel pen. I have my Posca pen here. Oh, here, splattering paint all over me. Isn't that nice? And they're pretty good. I mean, they have some white kind of already on them, but I think just a little dot of white. And I think that's what we're gonna do. And of course, you didn't see what I was doing because I had you zoomed in too much. So all I did was take my pen and highlight. Just drop a little dot of white on those. I decided not to do them green. There's some little dots here that I think are supposed to be black, maybe holes. So I'm debating on if I want to do that or not. I also think I want to add some more gray right under here. In fact, I like the addition of the gray very much. It gives it another color besides just the brown, which I really like. So I'm going to add some more. I think when we get the background on here, this whole page is just gonna just look really cool. It's turning out really nice, I think. Sometimes you just can't tell until you get into it for a little bit. I'm working on these shadows a little bit. There's just something that was bugging me. And this probably needs some better shadow underneath it as well. How is it that I can be using pencils right here and then they're gone? Like, where the heck did my oh, that's French gray. We can use that. All right, so this is 90% French gray. And I don't know if I should be using regular gray or this French gray. This might be too brown. So I'm blending it with 30% cool. I think that's fine. Alrighty, what is next? Should we work on the butterflies? I think that is what's next. All right, let's do the butterflies. So for the butterflies, I think we'll use Canary Yellow and Yellow Ochre. And we actually might use a black fine liner, which really could not hurt to do the black. So I'm gonna zoom and hopefully I don't have to move my page anywhere. So you guys don't have butterflies on your page. So I wonder if I should even show you me doing these, because there are no butterflies. That is a good thought. I didn't even think about that. But you could draw butterflies on your page, or you could just hang out with me while I do one. But like I said, in the very beginning, you can go get free clip art on the web, and you could add your own butterflies using, there's all kinds of different apps out there where you can add stuff. I use Photoshop Elements. So that was Canary Yellow. And this is Yellow Ochre. this is my case for this is my case for all my fine liners and my Verithins, which are Prismacolor's really hard detail kind of pencils. So I'm gonna start with the Verithin because I can actually get a thinner line with this than I can with the fine liner. And I'm going to use that for these lines. If I can draw a straight line, that would be nice. That just may not be dark enough for me. It says body. All right, fine liner time. That's about the same, I guess, in size. But boy, it's so much darker, isn't it? And I don't think I'm going to worry about these little dots because that would be very tedious. So I believe that I will, except for maybe a couple of these big ones, I'll add the those little teeny tiny ones I'll add with the gel pen or Posca pen. All right, so I decided to go over the pencil. It just wasn't dark enough. Boy, this is really testing my ability to see things well. My new glasses should be coming next week. See, I already messed up. Oh well. I think it'll be okay. I'm using my colored pencil just to define that scrolly bit a little bit more so I don't have to draw it. I don't really want to draw that with a marker either. let's fill it in. I love fine line markers for this kind of detailed work. We've got some problems here that I made, so I have to figure out how I'm going to fix that. Oh, because I didn't make my line straight, so I'm not going to be able to cover that up. So, although, you know, I'm looking at my inspiration butterfly, and everything is not straight. So I'm just going to add this other line, and that actually looks fine. And then I have to just figure out how I'm going to make that match. On this side, and I think that is just fine. Okay, keep going. think I'm going to add some sand to this because he feels a little bit too bright. And maybe some, let's see, do I want to do chocolate or light umber? Let's try light umber. All right, let's do the body in I don't think I want straight black, so I'm just going to put some light umber at the very top. Okay, that was my Schpirerr Farben Black. Now I'm going to take some Prisma Black. And some white. And I'm not going to put the feelers in until we've done the background. But I feel like I still want to add a little bit of something orangier. So I'm going to try Sunburst Yellow. I don't know if that's going to help or not. It's not maybe doing a lot over the light umber that I added. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's add some little dots. Do I want to use Posca or gel pen? Let's try the gel pen. Now, sometimes gel pens, when you want to do just a tiny little dot, just do not grab the, they don't grab onto the wax well enough. So, Posca it is. I'm going to test it on one of these bigger dots so I can get an idea. Okay, here we go. we're just gonna oh, they're turning gray, aren't they? Well, that is one of the downfalls of yep, that gray is, or that black is just soaking right through. Well, I'm going to try going over them again after it dries to see if it will brighten up. But boy, it got dull really, really fast. Okay, I have one more solution for that, but we're going to let that dry. And I'm going to do the other one off camera. And then when I come back, we will do the background. Okay, we are back and ready to go. So this is the scary part, because, well, as if the whole thing hasn't been scary for me. But now it's extra scary because there's no turning back once we start to do the background, because I'm going to go ahead and use my Neo colors. And we'll do it, and we'll do it with the knowledge that after it's all dry, if we need to go back in and add colored pencil on top of it to fix anything that looks bad, we will. So I have my handy dandy little palette here, which has really, I used to pull the color right off the crayons, but since I got this palette, it's been really, really nice. So, all right, let's throw some colors down and get started. So we'll start with dark green. And we'll do some moss green. Some lemon yellow. And some black. Oh, okay, so let's have a little piece of scrap paper here as well. And I'm just going to start mixing some colors here. And I'm gonna start on the inside areas, and we're gonna do all those first, and then we'll do the outside. So you definitely don't have as much precision as you would using a colored pencil, but I think we'll like it when it's finished. So I'm just gonna do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same over on this side. And this is kind of the harder part because I want to preserve the feathery look, but it may not be as easy as I want it to be. But we can always come in with color pencil afterwards, so. Okay, oops, don't stick your hand in the, okay, we may have to do some switching around here. Palette's gonna go over here. I think that'll be better. Otherwise, I'm gonna stick my hand in that just like I did, which is no good. Okay. And I'm gonna try and work side to side just because I want to try and keep the colors fairly consistent. But since my palette is not all fully blended, I'll just kind of work in sections. I'll probably get the majority of the variegation of color when we're doing it on the outside edge. I'm going to turn this upside down so I don't put my hand in the stuff I've just done. Now I want to get a little bit more of the yellow. So I'm just gonna make some yellow green. I just kind of drop it in there. I haven't done a neo color background in on a page like this that had so much to work around before. But I think it's turning out okay. Let's drop some of that. Okay, what do we have? The nice thing about the neo colors is that even when they start drying out on the palette, just putting your wet brush in there and adding water reactivates them. I just wanted that to be a little bit darker, so I think I better do that over here right now, or I'll forget, or the color won't be the same, you know, so. Okay, is that all the inside bits? I think it is. So we'll start doing the scary bits. I'm gonna work upside down. Do I want to work upside down? You know what I think I want to do is get my heat gun and dry this so I'm not putting my hand in the wet stuff. Is it here? It is. How about that? All righty, let's keep going. Do I want, I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do this. And honestly, I feel like it would be to go, we'll work upside down. I'll work this area and then I'll turn it over. So I'm Just reactivating my color a little bit here. And away we go. I'm going to try and flick the color in around his feathery ears, but we can always come in again afterwards and fix those colors, fix the feathery parts, I think. I think it's best if I keep the camera zoomed out and don't get too close, because otherwise I'm going to just be constantly going out of frame. I just know it. So hopefully that's okay with you guys. Totally should have taken a picture of this before I added the background. I'm not going to say I'm a little worried, because I've been saying that through this whole video, or video series. So I just need to let the process happen. Right? Sorry, guys. All right, I feel like I'm running out of pigment on here. It's getting lighter and lighter. So we might have to add some more crayon. Oh dear. Okay, keep going. feel like I'm starting to scrub this paper too much. I've got to be careful with that. Well, it's not popping off the page like I was expecting it to. In fact, it feels like it's almost disappearing. But we may be able to fix that with pencil. Hopefully. I'm just not feeling very confident in this right now. Oh, Lord. Ay, 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 ay. This just did not come out the way I was thinking that it would. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to do about this. I may have to step away from this for a little bit. Because the paper is not happy at the moment. So, but I'm not happy either. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. Oops, almost gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna dry it. I'm going to walk away for a few minutes and then figure out what to do next. Okay, so this is a hot mess. So I think what I'm going to wind up doing is coming in with color pencils and actually the coverage is going to be a lot faster and easier than doing it if it was white paper. But I think that the problem is that there's too much variegation of the color, so it's distracting. It's taking away from the image itself, and I think it's just too light. So I'm going to use a combination of dark green, olive green, and black. The black will be used mostly close to the image. And I'm just going to add colored pencil not with any rhyme or reason, just circular motions, and kind of do a combination of the two colors, kind of swirling them together as I go. So I will do some of this on camera for you, and then the rest of it I'm just going to do off camera because you guys can figure out how to add a solid colored or two color background, I'm sure. So it's basically just, I'm basically just kind of doing a combination of the two colors so that at least it's not a solid green, and you'll be able to see some of the more olivey, yellowy green blended in, hopefully with the dark green. So yeah, I think that is going to look a lot better, to be honest. I was just really not happy at all. And that does happen. I'm sure it's happened to you guys. I just don't like it when it happens on camera. So, but you know, it is real-time coloring, so this is how life is, right? So when well, I'll be back. I'll be back after I get all this color laid down, and I'll show you how I will come in with my black pencil and be able to add the feathery stuff back. So that's what I'm going to do. It's basically, I think I said this already, it's just circular swirly motions of the two colors. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be back when that's all finished. Alrighty, so I have covered the entire piece with the green, and then I used my minerals, my odorless mineral spirits, to spread the color around, and so that's where we're at now. So I think the next step is going to be to add black into the center or behind the piece, kind of like what I've got going on here. So I don't know if you guys want to hang out with me for this part or not. I'm gonna let the camera just run, and I always feel bad more for you guys than for myself when a piece just is not, it's not working well. But on the other hand, you know, not every piece goes the way we think that it's going to, right? I mean, sometimes a piece takes a whole different direction because something doesn't work, or you know, we change our minds or whatever for whatever reason. Unfortunately, this one took a turn, so I'm just gonna keep working it and make the best of it, and hopefully y'all just understand that sometimes this is gonna happen. So thank you for being understanding. So the plus side of putting the Neo colors down first was that I got really good coverage with only one coat of pencil on the top, and then the odorless mineral spirits just spread it around just fine. So, you know, it saved me having to do multiple layers of color in order to get this this deep dark green with no white kind of showing through. So, happy accident, right? I think this video is going to turn out to be really, really long, so I might do another speed up of the video where you just kind of see me going fast and going through this, because I don't know. I don't know how much patience you guys have with me. Yeah, so that might be a good, it might be a good thing to do, because really all I'm doing is bringing black in kind of all around the outside. Yeah, let's do a little speed. We'll do a little speed coloring on this section. What do you say? All right, guys, so this is a perfect example of don't quit. Don't quit on a page that you don't like. Because if you just keep at it and try something different and work it, something magical could happen. I have got to admit, and we're not finished yet because I have some more black to add into the actual piece itself, but oh my gosh, like I would never have gotten this background if I had not had that mistake. I wouldn't have done it, and I wouldn't have, yeah, I'm really, really, really pleased. It looks, I don't know if it looks like it from on film, but it looks like an oil painting background, which is really cool. So I'm very excited, and I'm very glad that the piece did not get completely destroyed from my ineptitude. So I am going to now add a little bit more black into the face of the owl, just under here. Whoops. Okay, so got a little carried away there. All right, and I think we'll probably use some white, well, I shouldn't say probably, maybe. We might use some white gel pen to flick some of those feather areas more into the green. Okay, now I think I want, let's see. I feel like he needs to have a little bit more darkness somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Maybe under here. Okay, and a little bit right here. And I think we'll go darker around his eyes. Oh yeah. I don't want this to be black, but I think if we just flick some black in here, it will darken it up just enough. All right, and I think a little bit of All my pencils are all over the place now, and I can't find or see any of them. I want a dark gray. You should see my desk. It is a mess. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out my book here and see if I have a dark gray in here. Oh yeah, let's see. Let's use, I think I want to use cool gray. I don't know why, but I do. So we'll use some, what is that, 70% cool gray. Over here. I think I want to, I don't know why, but this looks like it needs a little bit more blending down here. Because we are wrapping up. I'm going to try and add, I think it needs black though. I do think it needs black. Just a little bit. Areas here that are this is kind of just fine-tuning now, guys. I mean, I think it's mostly done. This is since everything took a darker look, this stuff seemed like it was too light the way I did it, so I felt like I needed to add a little bit more definition in here. It almost looks like we forgot to shadow that. I think it's done. If I keep working on it, it'll just be me doing this kind of stuff which is really boring, I'm sure, for you guys to watch. It's just me adding a little bit more black in certain areas. And wow, it took us a long way to get here. That was an emotional roller coaster for me, seriously. But we did it. Yay. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me, sticking it out. I would understand if you fast forwarded through a lot of it, but we got there in the end. So I think definitely the next one will be something simple and fun and easy. I need a break. All right. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the next video. Hey friends, I decided to come back for one more really quick little short bit. And that is to take my black fine liner, because I just don't feel like his black eyes are black enough. So we're going to take our fine liner and deepen those eyes. Oh yeah. Sorry, did I say fine? Yeah, fine liner, fine line marker. This one's by Arteza, but I think any one would work. There we go. That's good. Nice dark eyes. Alrighty, I think now that will do it. If there's anything else that I see after I shut the video off, I will probably work on it, but for the most part, this piece is done. Alrighty. Thanks again for putting up with me. If you're watching this video or this series for the first time, please check out some of my other videos. They're not quite as chaotic as this one. And if you like what you see, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks everybody. See you on the next series. Bye.